Good morning, welcome back. We are on the record and on YouTube for the last section of this particular case. This was a review consolidated with a termination trial as it relates to mother's parental rights, and we have nearly concluded it. We have left just, I believe, the cross-examination of mother as well as any witnesses that Ms. Heiss wants us to hear from. The record should reflect I've had the opportunity to have a sidebar, which put us a little bit behind this morning, but I was able to touch base with our attorneys and just chat a little bit about the case, which was mainly just to remind everyone where we were at in the trial and who needed to testify. So, that being said, let's get started after appearances.
Lee Heiss, lawyer, guardian ad litem.
Stephanie Hamlin, Department of Health and Human Services, Foster Care. Sorry.
Ms. Tasha Thomas, counsel for the department.
Good morning, Ariel Berger here on behalf of Mother Caitlin Estes.
Caitlin Estes, mother of the kids.
Thank you. All right, counselors, anything else you'd like to put on the record as it relates to the sidebar before we get started?
No, Your Honor.
No.
I have nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Very well. All right, Deputy Ames, let's invite Ms. Caitlin Estes back to the stand.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. All right, I believe we'd finished cross-examination, Ms. Berger, but has there been anything else that you wanted to ask your client before we open her up to cross-examination?
Caitlin, is there anything else that you want to add to your testimony?
I got my title to a vehicle. That's it.
Okay. And the vehicle runs?
It just needs the brake lines fixed.
Perfect. Okay. So I don't have any more questions for you, but some of the other attorneys might, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Thomas, questions?
Thank you. Ms. Estes, can you please refresh my memory? Are you currently in individual counseling?
Yes.
How often are you participating in individual counseling?
Every Thursday.
And what are your goals?
What are my goals?
Yep.
Learning mood stability, how to handle certain situations, maintaining employment, mental health, getting my kids, setting boundaries, and domestic violence awareness.
And with the domestic violence component, what sorts of tools or educational resources have been provided to you?
Tools, I guess, would be acknowledging red flags, that's the only tools I can think of right now. What was the other question?
Just wondering what sort of efforts were being made in regards to the domestic violence component, and usually that's done through education, parent resource tools. So that's just what I was wondering about.
I haven't gotten any resources.
And you were in counseling prior to this new therapist too, correct?
Yes.
And wasn't relationship dynamics part of the goals in that treatment as well?
Yes.
I think one of the questions we all might be wondering is, how will this time be different? How will this time be different as it relates to you and Hamlin being separated you maintaining your supports that you have in place, you being able to maintain your employment, you being self-sufficient. How will we know this time is different?
This time's different because I'm not focused on a relationship with anyone else. I'm focused on my kids and myself. So taking care of my mental health obviously is important to be able to take care of my kids. And yeah, that's why it's different. I don't want to be with anybody else.
Can you help us understand why the took 18 months to shift from your relationship to your children?
Yeah, so honestly, I would have left a lot sooner. I was scared that I was going to be left on my own. My mom at the time was kind of upset with me over the whole situation, and my dad was married and they were going through their own problems.
This is it. A mother is moments away from losing her parental rights forever. After 18 months of chaos, therapy, and court battles, she tells the judge she's changed. She's got a car, she's in counseling, she's focused only on her kids. But then comes the gut punch question. Why did it take a year and a half to choose them over a relationship? Her answer? She was scared to be alone. Now the court has to decide, real transformation or too little, too late. What do you think? Comment below and subscribe for the verdict.
So I would have left sooner, but I called shelters. They were all full or wouldn't take me because it wasn't considered an active domestic violence case. So as soon as I got the opportunity, I took it and I left.
One of the other outstanding issues is, has been documented throughout this case, is concern about your ability to manage all children during parenting time and safely redirect them. What have you been able to do in the last, I would say, about 3 or 4 months to address that concern?
I learned about redirecting and discipline in my parenting classes. It's never okay to use physical discipline. So when redirecting young kids that are my kids' age, you have to kind of like distract them and turn their focus to something else. And like I said, with discipline, it would just be timeout or taking away privileges.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. Just want to make sure that we could hear you.
That was all.
And when were those parenting classes?
I just finished, it was an 8-week course, and I just finished, I want to say 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. I plan on doing more.
Were some of these or some of the things that you've learned in your parenting class, were those also discussed and reviewed with you during the supervised parenting time? I believe that you were also part of Orchards last year. Has this been presented in the past?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was your question?
Has the information that you learned in this most recent parenting class, had that information been presented to you in the past, whether through supervised parenting time? And I believe
no, not really.
Okay. I have no further questions of this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Heiss?
Thank you. Ms. Estes, the people who live with you now are, who all lives in the house?
My dad and his dog.
You don't live there?
Yes, I do.
Dad's girlfriend is, what's her first name?
Linda.
And does she live there?
No.
Do your dad and Linda visit with Jade?
My dad has.
When was the last time your dad visited Jade?
A couple days after he found out that the case was closed for the allegations.
What case is closed?
The allegations.
Which allegations? Which case is closed? I'm
There was a case that was open for Jade.
in Jackson,
Yes,
so a new CPS case,
it's not new.
it's an old CPS case?
Yes,
Okay, is it this case?
no.
When did that case open?
The end of April, maybe?
What were the allegations there?
I'm not repeating it.
Do you know them?
Yes.
Why, can you tell me why you're not gonna repeat them?
Because I'm sure that you can pull the report, but the case is closed, so.
Have you done any services through the Jackson CPS case?
No.
So you didn't have a visit planned with Jade through the Jackson case?
I don't know what you're asking.
You said there was a CPS case, that investigation in Jackson regarding Jade.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to see or talk to Jade, so no, I have nothing with that.
And you didn't do any services for them, no counseling, they didn't have you on any plan?
It was an investigation, it wasn't a case.
When did it close?
I don't know, sometime.
All right, so then, how close do you live to Jade in Jackson?
I was living about a block and a half away from her, but they moved, and I don't know where they moved.
Because your mom lived about a block and a half away, is that true?
My mom lives about four to 5 blocks away.
All right, so you did live nearer to Jade when you first went to Jackson, is that
Yes.
right? Okay, and then was that with your dad that you lived when you first moved to Jackson?
Yes.
And then Jade moved, so
Yes.
that's why you, okay. Do you have Jade's new address?
No.
Do you have this court report that we're here for today?
Yes.
Okay. With respect to domestic violence, I'm switching all gears here, Caitlin. With respect to domestic violence, what are the red flags for you? What are the warning signs?
There's a lot. Love bombing, manipulation, gaslighting, being unemployed,
What happens when those things happen to you? Why is it a red flag?
it affects my mental health.
Okay. Are you taking your medication
Yes.
as prescribed?
Yes.
Are you still using marijuana?
Not recently, I quit,
Since when?
this month.
The new counselor that you're seeing, does she have all this information?
Yes.
She has your case file?
Yes.
Who gave that to her?
I did.
Dad wasn't available to you in the past until recently, is that true?
No.
Okay,
You want me to explain?
yes, please.
Okay, Dad was there for me. He just wasn't gonna allow me to be in his home while in a relationship with Dakota.
And you chose to be with Dakota instead of accept his help until recently?
No, I didn't get along with his wife.
Right, Heather,
Yes,
and that's not your mom?
no,
So, Dad is divorcing Heather?
yes,
It's not finalized yet, right?
not yet.
And so will you agree that there were some financial problems in Dad's household recently? Or do you not know?
I don't think that they were financial problems.
Okay.
She told the court she tried to escape, but shelters refused her. Then she dropped another bombshell. She had just finished parenting classes weeks ago and admitted there was a CPS investigation involving her own child. Even more chilling, she refused to say what the allegations were and confessed she's not even allowed to see that child. Now everyone's asking the same question. What is she not telling the court?
And she hasn't lived with Dad for how long?
I think
Your Honor,
since
I'm going to
March.
object to the line of questioning. I don't know that it's relevant.
Housing is an important element of raising children, and I'm examining her foundation is this housing that she's gotten with Dad and the support from him. So if we were to find that it was a disaster, I think it would matter. If we find that it is a solid home, I think that would matter. So I'm examining this person that we're relying on for her housing.
I'm gonna, go ahead, Ms. Berger.
I think that Miss Estes' father did testify, and these questions could have been appropriate for him, but I don't know how my client would have firsthand knowledge of his divorce action.
Well, I would expect her to keep up on some of those things that would affect her and potentially the children that would be living there. So I'm going to overrule the objection for those reasons, and I agree with Ms. Heiss that it's relevant. But again, to a certain point.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Does your dad have a bond with these 4 children that are in care?
No.
He hasn't met Abigail, has he?
Yes,
Has he met Dakota
yes,
and Gideon?
no,
These children have been in care with a family member. That'd be Dakota's mother, is that true?
yes.
And have you built that relationship over this couple of years that the kids have been in care? Have you built that relationship with their placement?
Over the last couple of years, yes, we've built a relationship. Recently, we have not communicated.
Since when?
Since April.
And have you gained any insight about that relationship in your counseling?
You mean, have I talked to my therapist about it?
Yes.
Yes.
I should have you rewrite all my questions because yours are much better. So you've talked to your therapist about you and Christine and that relationship?
Christina? Yeah.
And then when children are in care with a family member, the idea is that you could get information from Christina about your children. Does that happen?
Not recently.
Has it happened before April?
Yes.
What kinds of things would Christina tell you about?
She would send me pictures and she would update me about Brooklyn School, milestones with the younger ones. Sometimes like medical stuff.
So in this court report, we have some medical reports, some early on reports. Are you familiar with this court report?
Yeah.
All right, so have you contacted any of these medical providers to follow up for, let's say, Abigail?
I haven't.
What do you know about Abigail from these medical reports?
I know that she, I don't know the right word for it, but she grew out of the neurological part. And that she completed her early on.
And what was the early on assessment? Findings, outcome?
She's delayed in one or two things.
And what does she need to catch up?
I'm not sure.
Gideon had an early on assessment, right?
Yeah.
What were his outcomes?
Nothing right now. I don't think they found anything.
Does he have any medical issues?
The newborn seizures.
And is that a basis for them finding that he qualifies for services?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not nothing, right?
You're right.
Okay. So he needs to have these early on services. Do you agree?
Yes.
With respect to Brooklyn, the oldest girl, when we came into the case, you and she were pretty well bonded. Would you agree?
Yes.
And you've been accused of favoring her, haven't you?
Can I explain that?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that it's not against the law to favor your kids.
To what?
It's not against the law to favor your kids. I feel that my excuse is the fact that I was with Brooklyn from the time that she was born until she was placed in foster care, except for 2 months when she was with my mom while Abby was in the NICU. Brooklyn was my best friend. She was who I got comfort from. She was who I spent the majority of my time with. I'll admit that I didn't have a bond with Abby when she was born. I was honestly scared to touch her because she was so little. But I do believe that we definitely got closer.
Abby?
Yes. But that's where the favoritism comes in, is that me and Abby didn't really have a bond. It's grown since, but that's why I favored Brooklyn.
What is the status of your bond with Abby right now?
Abby was the last one that I had a visit with. It was one-on-one, and if I'm being honest, it was my favorite visit because I got to spend that one-on-one time with her. I feel like it helped me to get closer to her, and I think that our bond is definitely a lot stronger than it was when she went into foster care.
Are you talking about your bond to her or her bond to you?
Both.
You think your bond to Abby is stronger now than when she entered care?
Yeah.
You think the bond is strong now?
I mean, not physically, obviously, because I don't see her, but I feel like me and her are closer than her and I were before.
So let me be sure, you mean that she feels close to you?
No, she's not going to feel close to me right now because she hasn't seen me since April.
Do you know if she feels close to the caregiver?
Yes.
And there's a lot of family members over there that she probably feels close to.
Yeah.
And her siblings that are there.
Yeah.
All right, so Dakota, you guys call him, do you call him Bubby?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's a junior, that's how you kind of, so Dakota Junior, talk to your bond is your bond now with Dakota?
Like I said, there's obviously not that much of a physical bond between me and my kids because I haven't seen them. But when I was visiting them, there was a bond. Honestly, I think the only one that I don't really have a bond with is Gideon because when he was born, he was placed immediately with Christina, and I didn't have that much one-on-one with him. I didn't even have that much of a mom role for him when he was born.
Okay, so the Gideon bond would have to be built.
Yeah.
You visited with him, he was an infant, true? So every visit you've had with Gideon, there's also been a supervisor there, true?
Yes.
So you'll admit the bond right now is not strong between you and Gideon?
Yeah.
Do you think Dakota would recognize you?
Yes.
Do you think he would come to you and leave Christina?
Yeah.
So your last visit in April was with Abby by yourself. When was your last visit with Dakota?
It was with all of them. I think like the week prior.
Still April, maybe March?
Yeah.
And that was supervised?
Yes.
It wasn't that visit, but at one point you pulled on Abby's arm during a visit. Do you recall that incident?
Yes.
And can you tell me about that incident?
Well, so Abby was eating at the little table that they had at Renee's office, and all of the other kids were on the other side of the room. This was a really long room. And I was sitting on the floor facing the other kids while they were playing, and Abby kept like leaving her food and trying to pretty much bully Bubby by taking the ball away from him, and she kept thinking it was funny. I'd redirect her to her food, and then at one point she had came up to me, and as soon as I turned, she smacked me in my face and went to run away. When she went to run away, I grabbed her upper arm to stop her from running, and I turned her to face me. I didn't yank on her, I didn't pull her, I just grabbed her upper arm, and I remember that with me learning everything on how to be a better parent and discipline and all of that, I remember thinking to grab her upper arm instead of down here to where I could pull on her arm, so I made sure that I wouldn't hurt her. Janice definitely exaggerated the report, so
there wasn't anything wrong with what you did?
I think I could have better contained her. I could have used both of my hands and, stopped her from running away, but I didn't yank her arm.
Would you do it again?
No.
So you changed somewhat since the incident?
Yes.
So there was an incident?
Yes.
Okay, your employment right now, how many hours are you doing?
Like 20, 25 a week.
And you've been at Applebee's for a few weeks?
Since June 20th.
With respect to your last employment before Applebee's was what? When did you leave Chomp? April.
March.
March. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Do you have a valid driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just a second here. Thank you, Your Honor. I have no other questions.
Can you redirect Ms. Berger?
Not at this time, Judge. Thank you.
Recross Ms. Thomas?
No, excuse me, no, Your Honor.
Thank you for your testimony. May you return to your seat.
The courtroom went dead silent when her entire future as a mother came down to one brutal question. Is her new home even safe, or another disaster waiting to happen? Then everything unraveled fast. She admitted she hadn't seen her kids in months. One child might not even recognize her. Another had already bonded with someone else. And then, boom, the most disturbing moment of all. She confessed she once grabbed her own child during a visit. Her defense? I've changed. But here's the chilling truth. The court isn't deciding who she was. It's deciding if it's already too late.
Any other witnesses, Ms. Berger?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Heiss?
Witnesses, Your Honor, you can call for, yes, thank you, Your Honor. I have a presentation to do regarding best interests of the children, and I call Christina Hamlin. Hands call.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I want to ask you to state and spell your name.
Christina Anspaugh, Christina, Anspaugh, Anspaughh.
Thank you.
And you are the mother of Dakota Hamlin, is that correct?
Yes,
And so that makes you the paternal grandmother of Brooklyn, Abby, Dakota, and Gideon, is that correct?
yes,
And are you placement for these children?
yes.
When did you begin placement? How many years ago?
2,
2 years ago about. And then can you tell me the children's age?
4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay. And then you've had the youngest one mostly since birth, is that right?
He was 3 days old,
3 days old, okay. And Dakota was how old when he came into your care?
3 months,
And Abby was,
16 months.
and she was, let's see, Brooklyn was,
Up 2.5.
okay. Before the children, let's just start with Brooklyn. I want to go through each one. Before Brooklyn came into your care, was she familiar with your home?
Yes.
How often had she been to your home before she came into care?
She was only gone out of the home for 30 days before she went into care.
And then
She had lived there.
and her parents had lived with her
Yes.
with you.
Yes,
And your husband lives with you?
yes.
And then some of Dakota's brothers live there?
One of them.
One of them? And this is a home that you own?
Yes.
How many bedrooms?
3.
And with respect to Brooklyn, So she's lived 30 days somewhere else in her entire life, correct?
Yes.
With respect to Brooklyn, what does she have available at your house? What are her interests? What is she doing, playing with, toys, sleeping area?
Her tablet, she loves her tablet. They have every educational toy, play toy.
So I see books. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you have books at your house?
Yes.
Child appropriate?
Yes.
Do you have toys that Brooklyn plays with?
Yes.
Do you have swing set and yard area?
Yes.
Pools?
Yes.
Bikes and toy cars and that kind of thing?
Yes.
I visited with you and all 4 children yesterday. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm using for my memory. But you also have pets.
Yes.
What pets do you have?
I have 4 dogs and 3 cats.
Okay. And then where does Brooklyn sleep?
In her bedroom.
Is that on the first floor?
First floor.
And in her bedroom, we've heard that there are a couple of beds, correct?
Yes.
And a crib too?
No, the crib is in mine and my husband's room.
Is there a baby gate leading into that room?
Yes.
And then there's a family room area?
Yes.
Is there a gate or any other way that the infants can be protected from the older children if your back is turned?
Gideon can be put in his pack and play.
Okay.
But they all get along. There hasn't been any issues.
Over the years though, hasn't there been some kind of a gate?
Yes, the play yard.
Play yard?
Yeah, that used to be in the house.
So you can separate the children if you need to?
Yes.
Okay, in your home, Brooklyn doesn't use a high chair anymore, but she's had one
Right.
since she's been there. Okay, so with respect to Brooklyn, tell me about her plans for fall.
She's excited to start school.
What grade will she be in?
Her second year of Head Start.
Second year Head Start, and what area does she go? Madison?
Adrian.
Adrian. And her health is good in her last check,
Yes.
and that PIC thing,
P3CA.
and what did you find out about that?
They are no longer diagnosing her with that. They believe it could be a birthmark.
Okay, have you attended her medical appointments with her?
Yes.
Has mom been there?
Some of them.
Okay. With respect to Brooklyn, there was you also have time with these children's half siblings on their dad's side, is that correct?
Yes.
Harley and Kayla. And so how often do you have those 2 children?
On average, 3 to 4 days a week.
Okay, so if these children were in their mother's care, they wouldn't necessarily have access to those 2 children, correct?
Right.
These 4 children also have a half sibling on their mom's side named Jade, correct?
Yes.
Lately, Jade hasn't visited with you, is that true?
Yes.
But when's like the last time Jade has stayed with you?
Last year, maybe.
Okay, and at that time, were you having overnights with Jade?
Yes.
Okay, so in your home, these 4 kids have at some time seen all their other half siblings?
Yes.
The half siblings on their dad's side, Harley and Kayla, are these children bonded in any way with those kids?
Yes.
Those kids are older than these 4, correct?
Right.
In what way would you say Brooklyn is bonded with those 2 kids?
Her and Harley are inseparable. They are always trying to come up with something, some little scheme, and they just like to go off and do their own thing.
Does Brooklyn look forward to her visit?
Yes.
Recently, there was an incident when you had Harley and Kayla and Brooklyn and mom's name was brought up. Do you recall that incident?
Yes.
So can you tell the court about that incident?
Harley was acting up and they were running around the house. She ran in my room and tried to climb under the bed. And I told her, you need to get out of my room. And she said no. And I said, if you don't listen, I'm gonna have to call your mom to come get you.
Now, that mom would have been a different person than
Yes.
Caitlin, right?
Right. Brooklyn heard that and started screaming, "Please don't call my mom." I don't know why she said that.
What did you do to reassure?
I just told her I was talking about Emily. I was talking about Caitlin Harley's mom.
But you noted that Brooklyn's response to what she thought you were going to call her own mom, how would you characterize that response?
She was scared.
Okay. Does Brooklyn ask for a mom or where are my visits?
No,
She hasn't questioned at all about why she's not visiting?
no.
With respect to Brooklyn, she's been in this Head Start or preschool program 1 year. Now she's heading back for the 2nd year.
Right.
Does she know friends from last year that she's looking forward to seeing?
Yes,
Does she know her teacher from last year?
yes,
And do you plan to keep that consistency, keeping her in that school district with
Yes.
those kids? Brooklyn is bonded with her other siblings as well.
yes.
Can you give me an example?
Her and Abby get along pretty good. She tries to be bossy with the boys. That could be just a sister thing. They will color together. They will play with stickers together. They like playing on the swing together. They'll both get on the round swing and twist it and to see if they can, how fast they can go when it unwinds.
So the 4 of them are basically
Your Honor,
together.
I'm sorry. I'm a bit late on this objection, but I wanted to check the court rules. I believe there's testimony related to what the child said when placement said she was going to call mom. I believe that would be new evidence. It's not in the original petition. So I think the rules of evidence would apply, and I would object to that being hearsay. The child's not old enough to be an interested party. So I would just ask that it be stricken.
The courtroom froze when the grandmother took the stand, and what she revealed changed everything. She had raised the kids for 2 straight years, some since they were just days old. But then came the moment no one expected. She testified that one child heard the words, "I'm calling your mom," and instantly panicked, screaming and begging her not to do it. Not excitement, not relief, fear. The same mother now fighting to get them back was the one her own child was terrified of. And just like that, the entire case took a dark, shocking turn.
Even if that's true, I would ask you to consider it for her, what she believes she heard and her reaction to it. Take it for what it's worth. Not necessarily as a direct quote, but as her understanding of a situation with the children.
Yeah, I'm gonna overrule the objection. I don't think it rises to the level of an allegation. It's a description of the child's reaction under the circumstances, which would be an excited utterance. And then also, we're talking about the best interest factors. And one of those factors is the bond between the child and the mother. And I need to know what that's characterized by. So for those purposes, I think that the information is relevant also. So I'm gonna overrule the objection.
Thank you.
Since visits have stopped, how has Brooklyn's life changed, if it has?
Her behavior has changed.
In what way?
She's not as aggressive as she used to be. She doesn't have long tantrums. She's learned to self-regulate, and she can calm herself down fairly quick.
It sounds like you attribute some of those changes to a change in visiting. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's possible.
And what was it about visiting, what in your perception, from your opinion, what was it about visitings that elevated her behaviors?
The attention that she would get over the attention that the other kids would get.
Okay. Visits were in your house for a long time during this case.
Yes.
And then you provided transportation for visits later.
Yes.
When Brooklyn visited with her mother at the agency, did you perceive when she came home that she was well fed?
She would go right to the fridge as soon as she got home. And they were all hungry when they got home.
Okay, so then, have you asked Brooklyn whether she has an opinion about living with you, dad, or mom, or other?
No.
If this child were available for adoption, would you apply for adoption for her?
Yes.
And have you taken any steps to be ready for it to be an adoptive placement?
Yes.
What steps have you taken?
We are going through the adoption study process, and we are currently almost finished with our training.
Is that GROW training?
Yeah, the GROW training.
And that's like a 40-hour training?
Yeah, we have one more day.
One more day.
Yeah.
You and your husband both?
Yes.
Okay. Is Aunt Cheryl being trained too, or no?
No.
Okay. So you've done those things. To be a placement, have you had a home study?
Yes.
And you're working with Jill Heilman from the agency?
Yes.
So you have smoke detectors, carbon detectors all in place, correct?
Yes.
You've been evaluated to have all the high chairs and baby gates and safety equipment you need, correct?
Yes.
Anything else about that licensing process, or pre-adoptive processing that you're doing that you want to comment on?
No.
Okay. You've known Dakota and Caitlin much longer than all of us. Do you have an opinion from your experience regarding Caitlin's parenting, either her techniques or her skill at parenting?
I know what they used to be. I don't know what they are now.
How long ago did you know her parenting skills?
From the last visit that she had.
Okay. So the last 3 months, you don't know what skills she may have gained?
No.
Tell me what you knew the last time you knew about parenting skills.
I don't think she was prepared for a lot of things. She wasn't unaware of how to handle certain situations. She lacked the safety concerns when the kids would be running around in the parking lot, and that's
during visits at your house, didn't we say at one point that she was sleeping or some kind of other not hands-on parenting? Or am I not remembering right?
There was one incident that has stuck with me when one of the kids needed changed, and I told her, and she said, "Why can't you do it?" And I responded, "That's why you're here."
Do you think Brooklyn looks to you as her parent at this point?
Yes.
Does she still look to Dakota as her father? A father role?
No.
Knowing Caitlin as long as you've known her, which has been how long, by the way?
I would say 5 years.
And that's how long she's been in a relationship with Dakota?
Yes.
Would you say that in your experience it was a relationship riddled with domestic violence?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to Abigail for a minute. Will you remind us, Abigail weighed how much when she was born?
I want to say 15, 16 pounds. Oh, when she was born?
Yes.
I think 1 pound, 6 ounces.
So there's a very short age gap between Brooklyn and Abigail, but partly because Abigail was born so early.
Right,
Yeah, so they're like a year apart, 10 months, something like that.
something like that, yeah.
So Abigail was less than 2 pounds when she was born.
Yes,
And she was in the hospital for a long time.
yes.
Did you see her when she was in the hospital?
I wasn't allowed to.
Okay. And then, was Aunt Cheryl allowed to see her?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So when Abigail was discharged from the hospital, where did she live?
She came home to our house.
Okay, and her mom and dad lived there too?
Yes.
And Brooklyn lived there?
Yes.
Did Harley and Kayla live there?
At that time, I believe so.
Did Jade live there?
Yes.
Okay, so Abigail comes home to this household, and then did Abigail live away from you for 30 days at some point? Before placement?
Yes.
Okay. And then Abigail has ongoing medical concerns, is that correct? Now, your sister, Cheryl, is an RN, is that correct?
Right.
Does she help you with some of Abigail's intricate medical issues?
Yes.
So Abigail has spent quite a bit of time with your sister, who's a nurse,
Yes.
and continues to spend time.
Yes.
And that aunt spends time at your house.
Yes.
Regarding Abigail's medical conditions, since she's been in placement with you, can you tell me something about the medical journey?
She has tremendously improved. She has been discharged from her neonatal, her neuro, and I believe her occupational therapy, I believe.
Are those appointments that you have attended, or Cheryl, or both?
Both.
Okay. She has had like colds and stuff like that, though.
Yes.
How is she handling even those kinds of normal childhood infections? And
The last 3 months, she's been fine. We haven't had any issues.
now, there was a time when she and her next sibling, Dakota, were almost developmentally similar, like in speech. Would you agree?
Yes.
Has Abigail's speech begun to improve?
Yes.
Tell me an example.
She's articulating her words very good. She has, Dakota, her brother, used to be more verbal and would talk more, and now she has surpassed him. Even though she's older than him, she's right where she should be.
Okay. And you've taken her to her early on assessment?
Yes.
What did they find?
She was, as far as right now, she needs speech, help with speech, which she will get in the fall when she starts Head Start.
She starts Head Start. Will she be at the same school as her sister?
Yes.
How is she feeling about that plan?
She's excited.
Okay. With respect to that child, can you characterize her bond with her mother?
I'm not sure if there is a bond with her mother. She hasn't asked for her.
Is she sleeping well?
Yes.
She hasn't had a visit with her mother since April, is that true?
Right.
There is no time that she's dysregulated and asks you for mother or father?
There was one time, and I believe it was a week after the last court hearing.
Yes.
Yes.
What happened?
We were coming in from the car, and she said, "I want mom and dad." And we went into the house, and then I didn't respond, and she didn't bring it up and didn't say it again.
Courtroom shocker. After visits stopped, the kid calmed down completely. No tantrums, no aggression. And the jaw dropper? When asked about her mom, the grandma says, "I'm not sure there is a bond." The child didn't ask for her, didn't cry for her, nothing. Meanwhile, grandma is ready to adopt, home cleared, training done. The court isn't just deciding custody, it's like the mom's already been erased from her own child's life.
So I asked you this question before, but I wanted to ask you again. If these children were adopted by you, and let's say we're a year down the line, and the topic of Caitlin comes up, Do you plan to introduce her as soon as they ask for her?
I don't think that would be in the best interest.
Can you tell me why?
There's inconsistency. They're stable. They have security. They have that secure attachment with our family.
Okay. So this, I assume you consider it somewhat of a work to raise a 4, 3, 2, and 1-year-old, correct?
Yes.
And your children are grown, correct?
Yes.
And independent and working, they're all out of school?
Yes.
So this work that you're doing, raising the 4 children, are you motivated because you don't like Caitlin?
No.
Are you motivated because you don't like Dakota?
No.
Why are you doing all this work?
Because they need stability, and I love them. They're my grandkids.
Do you have structure to your day?
Yes.
Do you have help during the day?
Yes.
There was a cousin that was helping yesterday. What, is that someone that they're close to?
Yes.
Her name is Paris, maybe?
Yes.
Heading to college, but she has been part of these kids' lives.
Yes.
Your relative?
Yes.
So with respect to Abigail again, were you made aware of an incident where Abigail's arm was pulled by her mother during a visit?
Yes.
So an adult made you aware of it?
Yes. The counseling center had called me and told me I needed to come get the kids early.
And did you see any difference in Abigail after that incident?
An hour when I found out about the incident, I had looked at her arm and there was a red mark.
Okay,
So
now,
I'm not sure.
since the kids have been in foster care, haven't you been documenting every
Yes.
scratch and everything on these children?
Yes.
For about how long have you been documenting every scratch?
For the last year, I would say.
As part of your duties as foster mother,
Right.
in your role as grandmother, would you necessarily look at, document every mark?
No.
Any of the children, have they articulated their wishes about whether they want to live with you, dad, mom, other?
No.
Okay, let's go to Dakota Jr. He has been with you since he was 3 or 4 months old.
Right.
Does he sleep through the night?
Yes.
Does he eat well?
Yes.
Is he, at his last well check, he must be what % height and weight, do you know?
I want to say 90 and 70.
Okay. Is he bonded with his siblings?
Yes.
Does he play with one more than the others?
Abby.
And can you tell me something about his development? What toys does he have that he likes to play with?
He likes his Buzz and Woody. He likes, they have a electronic book that it's 100 words, and it teaches them 100 words. And they play with it. All of them play with it. Sometimes they fight over it.
Does he like any books?
Yes. He likes his dinosaur books.
Books. And does he eat in a high chair?
Yes.
And do you have a high chair for him?
Yes.
What size diapers does he wear?
6.
What size diapers do you buy at the store right now?
5 and 6.
Okay. And then what is he eating?
Everything.
Is he on any bottles?
No.
Okay. And then has Dakota Jr. ever met Caitlin's father?
I don't know.
Okay. And is Dakota close with Caitlin's mother?
I don't think so.
So to your knowledge, since you've known him most of your life, his life,
Right.
you don't know that there's been a bond built with his grandparents on his mom's side?
As far as a bond, I would say no.
At one point, mother had provided you with some shoes for the kids and some diapers and some things since the foster care case is opened, isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And when's about the last time she provided some things?
6 to 8 months ago.
Okay, and at that time, was it most of their needs that she was providing?
It would have been maybe a box of diapers and a pair of shoes for one of the kids.
So since they've been in foster care, what else has she provided?
A couple of cans of formula for Gideon. Some clothes that she had.
What about that iPad or any of those toys that they play with? Were they provided by mom? Has mom provided you any car seats or anything like that?
In the beginning, 2 of the car seats that I had when I received the kids they were hers.
Okay. Do you have car seats for all 4 children right
Yes.
now? Are they all in car seats?
Yes.
Okay. So Dakota Jr., does he have words to ask for Caitlin?
No.
Are you aware of a bond between him and Caitlin?
No.
So for example, when I visit, he doesn't come to me. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Would you expect that kind of reaction if mom came in, or would he know her more than that?
I don't know. He might.
All right, and then let's move over to Gideon for a minute. He visited with his mom when he was an infant, correct?
Yes.
And he hasn't visited with her since April, true?
Right.
Did she ever have any one-on-one visits with just Gideon?
One-on-one, no.
Okay. And you've never observed Caitlin parenting Gideon because they didn't live together in your house?
When I brought Gideon home from the hospital, I had it approved through the previous foster care worker that mom could go with me to pick Gideon up from the hospital.
Okay.
So she went with me to pick Gideon up. I wanted her to have that bringing him home experience. And I was told that I could have the parents at my house sun up to sundown just as long as they didn't stay the night. And after Gideon was born, that's what I did. I let the parents, they could be there from 7 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. And she could spend as much time with him on the
Supervised or unsupervised?
supervised by myself.
And did mom and dad do that for a period of time?
Yes, they did.
So they stayed with you?
Well, during the day, yes.
During the day. And then they brought their own food for themselves and their kids?
No.
So they used your kitchen to prepare for food for themselves?
Yes.
Were they independent in their parenting of Gideon and the other 3?
No.
You were still there?
Yeah.
So how long has it been since that long visit during the days period has been over?
Almost a year.
And then after that, weren't you Zooming with the parents some extra or no?
Yeah, we would FaceTime.
With Dakota and Caitlin?
Yes,
Okay. And how often was that happening?
a lot. At least daily.
When did that end?
6 months ago.
Okay. Do you recall a time that we got a new caseworker, Ms.
Yes.
Hamlin? And do you feel at any time that Ms. Hamlin gave Caitlin extra support to reunite?
If she was putting in the effort, yes. I think she received, I don't want to say more help, but if she was putting in the effort, then she would receive support.
When Ms. Hamlin came in, these visits at Brene Moore's office increased, didn't they?
Yes.
And you didn't have to supervise those, but you were doing the transportation.
Right.
And it was a lot of visit, wasn't it?
It was 3 a week.
3 a week for an hour or so?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so back to Dakota, he was part of those visits?
Yes.
With respect to Dakota, he's bonded with his siblings?
Yes.
Does he ever have time without his siblings?
If the other ones are napping and Brooklyn is occupied with her tablet, and it could be just me and him, we'll sit there and do something together.
Okay. Have you had any experiences recently, for example, where Dakota has hurt himself and looked to you for support?
All the time.
Like what?
He'll bump his head and he runs to me. This morning he woke up and the first thing he wanted was me. And we were getting ready to walk out the door and Paris was there and he wouldn't even go to Paris. He wanted me. So I had to calm him down and he was fine.
So there are times that Dakota and Abigail argue over the same toy or something, is that true? How do you resolve something like that between Abigail and Dakota?
I find the other one a different toy. I say Bubby, I would take Bubby and, let's go find your dinosaurs or something else. Or Abby, I would take her, let's go find your unicorns.
Does it matter who had the toy first or whose toy it is?
No.
Okay.
All the toys are all of theirs.
And Dakota's early on assessment, can you tell me a little bit about the outcomes?
He needs a little bit of help with his articulation. Aside from that,
It said something about motor skills. Is he kind of clumsy still as a toddler?
yeah, a little bit.
Do you see him picking up food with his fingers?
Oh, yeah.
Is he eating with a spoon?
Yes.
Is Dakota close to Gideon?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Gideon for just a minute. Is he able to be comforted by anyone besides you?
My husband and my sister.
So, for example, when I visited, it was a no-go. I couldn't get near. What does Gideon eat at this point?
He's eating everything.
Any bottles?
No.
When he was discharged from the hospital and you said that mom came and helped you take him home, he had some seizure activity, is that right?
Yes.
Who noticed that?
Both of us did, mom and I did.
Okay, and had another child had something like that before?
No.
Okay, so what have you done about Gideon's seizure-like activity?
He was on medication for 11 months, I want to say, and he was slowly weaned off about 2.5, 3 months ago, and he's been seizure-free since.
Now that was like phenobarbital, wasn't it? Has mom ever given those doses for the child?
No.
Even when she was having those all-day visits?
No.
You were still in control of
Yes.
the medicine? And you have this RN sister to support you and those kinds of things?
Yes.
So what treatments does he still require for that seizure activity?
As of now, nothing.
Have you seen any of that tremors or?
No.
There have been a lot of appointments for that situation, true?
Yes.
Have you attended those?
Yes.
Has anybody else attended those?
No.
Has mom inquired when the dates were, what the outcomes were, who the providers were?
Yes.
She does ask that.
She has in the past, yes.
So your home is the home that Gideon has known since he came home from the hospital?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the points of having the children placed with you is so that the parents could, through knowing you and the familiarity, grow in the relationship with the children. Do you think that the bond between dad or mom, Caitlin or Dakota, has grown?
No.
So is it your experience that Caitlin pretty usually can get a job when she's ready and tries?
Yes,
And in your experience, she's been homeless throughout the case many times. Is that true?
yes,
When she has a home, is she a good housekeeper?
yes.
Do you think do you see a clean start with Caitlin moving with her father?
No.
Tell me why.
There's still question on whether she will return to the father.
Why do you think that?
It would be hearsay.
What, do you know anything about the two of them communicating?
Just what my son has told me.
Is it your belief that they're communicating?
Yes,
So in your experience, do you think there's a risk that they're going to get back together?
yes,
Are they back together?
no,
Okay. All right, so you said this isn't a clean slate, that you have some shadow lingering about that.
yes.
Anything else about, she's testified about a change in her life. What do you know?
I know you can't support 4 kids on a part-time job. She needs to be able to have her own place. I don't,
Okay. Do you know anything about her father?
just what I've heard.
Okay. He hasn't been part of her life for, I think you said like 5 years that he's been released from incarceration.
A consistent part, no.
Has he met Abigail, to your knowledge?
I believe so.
Has he met Dakota?
I don't know.
Has he met Gideon?
No.
Okay. And then, why is Jade not visiting?
From what I've been told,
Have you asked for Jade to visit?
yes,
And what
several
were you told?
times. I've asked her dad. I've asked her grandmother.
Okay.
I've talked to our worker.
Okay.
It's been, the reason that I was given was transportation issues and the fear of Dakota being allowed at my house. So.
Is Dakota allowed at your
No.
house? Why?
He's not allowed to be there.
If he were doing super well,
It would have to be in the best interest of the kids.
is he doing super well?
No,
So, how welcome is he at your house?
he hasn't been there since last October,
Even if the kids aren't there?
even if the kids aren't there.
So he can't come to see his siblings or his dad or anybody?
No.
In your experience, did Caitlin and Dakota, oh, I think I asked that, never mind. Do you know Dad's girlfriend or soon-to-be ex-wife or any of those people?
I know his soon-to-be ex-wife.
Okay, anything about that makes can you inform us about that household, about Dad, about Caitlin's allegation that she has some good housing right now to build on?
According to Heather.
Let me just ask you this, instead of saying what Heather said,
Okay,
do you know Heather?
yes,
And is she your friend?
yes,
And she's divorcing, or they're divorcing, correct?
yes.
And do you know if has financial stability or instability?
I don't know.
Do you know if Jade, do you believe that Jade visits Mom in Jackson? At Dad's house?
Up until recently, I do. I was told that she's no longer allowed to see Jade.
Okay. But at some point, she was seeing Jade up there in Jackson.
Yes.
How long have you been friends with this soon-to-be ex-wife?
Probably about 3 years, maybe.
Okay. Do you think this house that Caitlin lives in, that the soon-to-be ex-wife is just leaving as a stable environment for these 4 kids?
I haven't been there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor. We've got, Ms. Heiss' question was very thorough. Thank you.
Ms. Berger?
Briefly, Your Honor, thank you. Ma'am, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. You testified earlier that Brooklyn's behavior seemed to have gotten better when visitation stopped. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was visitation with both parents, correct?
She hadn't had visitation with her father in, I can't even remember the last time. It's been a long time since they have seen their father.
Okay. So at first, father's visit stopped and then mother's visit stopped?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you notice any difference in behaviors when father's visit stopped?
No.
And do you think that given a little bit more time, Caitlin would be able to get her home and her lifestyle ready for her children?
With the kids being so young, I'm not sure more time would be beneficial for them.
Okay, but do you think she would be able to do it?
Eventually.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, thank you.
Do you have any other witnesses?
I do not.
All right. We're gonna have to take a brief recess. I've got a 10:30 hearing that I've got to pop into, and then we can come back and do closings, unless I need to look at a different day, Ms. Berger.
Your Honor, I have an 11 o'clock front of the court hearing.
Very well. Let me. Are you available tomorrow at 11?
I'm having my vents cleaned at my house, so I can pop on via Zoom, but it might not be the best, but I can make it work.
And I would offer that anybody who needs to can participate by Zoom. I mean, I know that we've had to break this up like 3 days in a row now, but I'd like to get it finished while all the information is fresh in everyone's minds. So, Ms. Thomas, are you available?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Heiss?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Hamlin?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Estes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you for your testimony. We return to your seat. Thank you everyone for your time and your testimony today.
Courtroom bombshell. 4 toddlers, ages 1 to 4, flourishing in grandma's care, while their parents, Caitlin and Dakota, struggle with part-time jobs, homelessness, and chaos. None of the kids ask for their mother. Brooklyn's tantrums vanished once visits stopped. Dakota Jr. barely knows Caitlin. Gideon survived seizures under grandma's watch, not mom's. Every milestone, every scratch documented, every need met. A loving, fully equipped home beats blood ties. Grandma is finishing 40-hour adoption training to make this permanent. Stability, safety, and love are winning where parenting failed.